Every criminal prepares for the interrogation. They rehearse answers, they construct alibis, they build a version of reality they believe can survive pressure. But there's one thing they can't control. Not the police, not the evidence, their own brain. Because under stress, the brain doesn't protect lies. It prioritizes survival, and survival leaves traces. Welcome to Neuro Detective Lab, where we don't just analyze crimes, we decode the brain behind them. Today, we're breaking down the interrogation of Danny Beard not through what he says, but through what his nervous system couldn't hide. Andrea Washington wasn't just a victim, she was structured, disciplined, predictable, a Navy chief petty officer, a mother, a planner. 2 weeks before her death, she filed a restraining order. That tells us something critical. Her brain had already identified a threat pattern. Escalation, obsession, instability. She had a court date scheduled. She was following the system. But Danny Beard, he wasn't thinking about consequences. He was operating under something far more dangerous: cognitive possession. The moment the interrogation starts, ignore his words, focus on his physiology. Closed arms, minimal eye contact, reduced movement. This isn't just body language. This is a neurobiological containment response. His brain has already classified the detective as a threat. The amygdala fires, signaling danger. But instead of fight or flight, he enters something more revealing: tonic immobility. A freeze state where the body minimizes exposure, while the brain reallocates energy to cognitive control. At the same time, his prefrontal cortex is overloaded, trying to suppress truth, construct lies, monitor reactions that's not sustainable, and cracks always follow. Watch the shift carefully. He starts with a clean denial. "I don't own a gun." Then he adjusts. "Well, I had a .25. This isn't random. This is what we call cognitive load shedding. When deception becomes too demanding, the brain reduces pressure by releasing fragments of truth. Not to confess, but to survive the moment. Because lying isn't just speaking, it's a full mental operation. Memory, suppression, fabrication, real-time, behavioral control. And Danny's brain is starting to drop tasks. Now we enter the most disturbing layer. Danny believed he was ahead. At 9:15 p.m., a message is sent from Andrea's phone: "I'm outside your door." But data shows he was already inside her house, which means he committed the act. Then immediately shifted into post-crime simulation mode. This reflects a specific psychological architecture: instrumental aggression, emotional detachment, high manipulative cognition. His brain compartmentalized murder and switched instantly into strategy. That's not panic, that's predatory sequencing. Then comes the breaking point. Evidence stacks up: gunshot residue, ballistics, GPS data. And suddenly his language changes. "We'll handle it in court," again and again and again. This isn't confidence. This is what we define as cognitive exit behavior. His brain can no longer maintain deception, process incoming threats, generate new narratives. So it does the only thing left. It tries to escape without moving. By shifting the conversation to the future, he's neurologically withdrawing from the present. This is a stress-induced shutdown. The system is overloaded. Danny Beard never confessed. He didn't need to. Because long before the verdict, his brain had already failed him. The jury took less than 3 hours, not because the case was simple, but because the evidence was aligned, digital, forensic, psychological, all pointing to the same truth. Cases like this force us to confront something uncomfortable. Violence like this isn't impulsive, it's built, reinforced, rehearsed, justified. Until one day, the line between control and destruction disappears. Neuro Detective Lab, we don't just ask what happened. We ask, what did the brain allow to happen? If this breakdown changed the way you see interrogation, subscribe to Neuro Detective Lab, because the truth isn't just in the evidence. It's in the mind that created it. Stay aware. Stay analytical. I'll see you in the next case.